Alright all, and welcome back to a new video and the preview for Irish 1000 Guineas Day at the Curragh. Should be a brilliant Saturday's worth of action, concluding with the 1000 Guineas. At the moment, we're halfway through the card on the Friday. While I'm recording this, is the only time I have to record it. It'll be up after racing, but I haven't seen what's happened yet. There's only been 3 races, of which we had a non-runner. Our Lochatia was a non-runner in the second race. We had a second, unfortunately, we got beaten by an O'Brien stablemate in the first, and Dark Vader stood still in the stall. So that's where we've been so far, so hopefully we can improve. And hopefully we can land a few tomorrow. As well as hopefully getting a few by the end of today. Starting off with the 4 o'clock, it's a 2-mile handicap, and I like a horse here who's not particularly fashionable, but a horse called Presto for Oliver McKiernan. Shane Foley takes the ride. He's 12 to 1 for the Keep the Faith Syndicate. He's running off a mark at 88. This horse won a good ground bumper by 8 lengths to Eva's Diva before winning a mile 6 flat maiden to Party Playboy. Party Playboy then went on to finish second in the Cesarewitch Next Time Vasking. He then went to Dundalk off a mark of 91 over a mile 4. That was probably too short. He got outpaced at a crucial stage and ran on nicely. I think back up to 2 miles is sure to suit, and 12 to 1 is actually a big each way price. The 435, so I can't even read my own writing, is the 5 furlong fillies Maiden, and I'm going to go with Aidan O'Brien. Hopefully one of these Aidan O'Brien horses will actually stick for me. Finest is the name of the filly. She's by the Gurkha actually. So you know, one of the first of the Gurkha's progeny, so it'll be interesting to see how they go. It should go well. Look, you're basing it really on the fact that O'Brien has been in very good form with his juveniles so far. He's got them well forward, and this filly should go close in a race that looks winnable. The 5:10 in the mile 2 furlong fillies Maiden, and I'm going to take a chance here on Florence Camille for Dermot Weld. Oisin Orr takes the ride. I think she's around 7 to 2 with the 1 or 2 bookmakers that have already priced this up. This daughter of Galileo only ran the once last year, went third to Yaxeni, who's a Ger Lions horse, at Cork over a mile. Looked like she'd win that day, was a little bit green in the closing stages, and certainly looks like there would be improvement to come from her as a 3-year-old. I think she'll improve for this trip. The breeding would suggest that this step up to a mile 2 will be absolutely ideal, and I can see her running very well. She will be near the top of the market. I'd say she'll either be favoured or second favourite, but I think that is rightly so. The 5:45 is a 5 furlong handicap, not one that I'd be really ploughing into, and therefore I'd have a little bit of an each way go here on Tick. Around 20 to 1 here, this 3-year-old colt for the Katie Brown team. Mark Gallagher takes the ride. This horse running off a mark of 76 today, won a Dundalk handicap over the winter off a mark of 72, and returned when running at Naas on Monday in a listed race. Obviously nowhere near listed class, still ran an alright race to come mid-div, 10 to 16. Should improve for that effort, and that should have left him cherry ripe for a handicap like this, which is much more at his type of level. So hopefully he can run a race. He's a massive price. You might get 4 places with some bookmakers, and hopefully he can go well. The 6:15 is the mile 4 Regista handicap, and again, it's obviously not ideal to be going for the favourite, but Melburnian is a horse that I put up to follow as a handicapper to follow this year for the Tony Martin team. Shamey Effernan takes the ride. He's running off a mark at 85. He's been raised £8 since winning at the back end of last year at Leopardstown in a mile 4 handicap as well, but he won so cosily that day. You had to put him up that amount. If anything less, he would be a shoe-in next time out. I still think he'll have a massive chance in this race. Tony Martin does brilliantly with these, mile 4, mile 5 handicappers on the flat and 2-mile handicap hurdlers. And he should be bang there. One that if he gets in, a long-term favourite of Blair White's Bog, the Mouse Doctor, is a reserve at the moment. If he gets in, I certainly would put a quid or 2 on him each way. The 6:45 is the 7 furlong Gladness Stakes. It's a Group 3 contest. I'm going to go against the 2 at the top of the market here and take them on with Smash Williams, who's 7 to 1 for Jim Bulger and Kevin Manning. He's just a likeable type of horse. He's always bang there in these types of races. Look, he is pretty exposed in comparison to the front 2 in the market, but that being said, he's probably more reliable to go and run his race. So therefore, it probably evens out, and the 7 to 1 mark seems around reasonable. Hopefully he can hit the frame, or if the 2 at the top of the market underperform, this is the type of horse that's going to hopefully sweep up the goods and perhaps win the Gladness. The 7.15 is the big one. It's the Irish 1,000 guineas. And if you know me well enough and you've seen me on different things, you'll know how much of a fan of Albina I am. Geez, there's not much else I can really say about her. You know, I think she's got a class above form-wise on this field. I think she's got more speed than people give her credit for. She's won over 6 furlongs at the Curragh. Her only bad run was in the Moyglare, and only beaten 2.5 lengths by Love. She was in season that day. Love is obviously a very good filly in her own right, so there's no disgrace with that. She then went and absolutely hacked up in the Prix Marcel Boussac before getting no run at the inn at Santa Anita and finishing like an absolute train for 4th. Shane Foley can't speak higher enough of her. I can't speak higher enough of her, and I really hope for the good of racing this filly can put in a really serious performance and win the Irish 1,000 guineas. And the 7.45 is the concluding race on the card, the Landwade Stakes. Group 2 contest, and Magic Wand is an odds-on favourite here. I can see why, but she doesn't win maybe quite as much as she should. I know she's usually running in more competitive races than this, you know, around the globe. She's a fantastic, durable mare at that. But I'd take a chance here on Silk Forest for Paddy Toomey and Billy Lee. This Kodiak filly is very progressive. She's around 7-2, 4-1 for this race. She won the Garnet Stakes at the back end of last year at Naas by 5 lengths to Trethias. Absolutely hacking up that day, having won a Maiden the previous time out. She is a very, very progressive filly, and Paddy Toomey doesn't really run his horses in races that he doesn't think they have any sort of chance in. So it's very interesting that he's pitching her into a Group 2 at this stage of her career, and hopefully this 4-year-old can go on to good things this year. So hopefully between those 8 we might have found a winner or two, and hopefully we'll have found a winner or two by the end of tonight's card as well. The 2,000 guineas at this moment I'm recording of that hasn't been run. You'll have seen the result by the time you'll be watching this video, because it'll be up later in the evening. But if you did enjoy this video, please do give it a like and give me your 2,000 guineas reaction. Give your 1,000 guineas preview down below in the comments, and of course subscribe to the channel if you are new around here for more of these types of videos. We'll be running through Royal Ascot day by day next week, so really exciting times. Hope you guys are enjoying it, and I'll see you back for a Royal Ascot preview very soon.